Viewers and subs, welcome back to class. In today's video, guys, I'll be painting a whole truck in a garage. And now I fully hear your cry, guys, because I now know how difficult it is to paint in a garage. And in the next upcoming video, I'll be painting under a tent. So let's go check out what we got going on. All right, guys, here's what we got going on. We have this Chevy truck. We're pretty much painting the whole thing, bumpers, the hood, the whole sides. Now, if you pay attention, you can see a few things that still remaining on the vehicle, which is supposed to be removed. But if it's your car, you can choose whatever you want to do with it. So we have the pinstripes still on there, the moldings, the door handles, the mirrors, the emblems. So none of this stuff is going to be taken off. I will do my best. I just couldn't work with the mirror and some of these moldings that I think is pretty easy to remove. So I went ahead and removed those. So I got it masked up, guys. And in advance, I must tell you, it's going to get dark. Now, I'm using Purpal after I got the car masked up to get the cleaning going, using these racks from 4CR Complete Auto Care, and just getting all that wax and grease that's remaining, because you don't want to paint over anything that's going to cause contamination. So I'm using the Capsi base coat. I actually like this base coat a lot. It's a 1-to-1 mix ratio, so we're going to mix this up, and that's what we're going to spray. So I'm using the Porfis PRD 717 with the split tip to get the base coat going. Just getting coverage in all these Bondo and primered areas. And guys, the compressor I'm using is actually a silent compressor, a 20 gallon. And the Porfis PRD is taking about 15 SCFM. So not the best compressor, or not the best gun to use with that compressor. As you guys will find that as I spray, the pressure starts to drop. That's because the compressor doesn't give you enough air that the gun is taking, which means that your pressure is going to drop, and then at some point it's starting to look a little rough. Now, you can fix those rough spots by just scuffing it down after you get, a few coatings on there, and scuff it and give it a nice mist coat just to get it nice and smooth. So on the bumper here, I did this part last because there was little to no room. And as you can see, it looks really good. We got it looking silky smooth here. Now, the problem is going to come in when we start doing the clear coat, because the pressure is going to drop. And when you're clearing, you need consistency. Otherwise, you're going to have a dry edge, or it's going to look peely in some areas, a little dry. So that was one of the biggest problem with this job here, guys. Other than not having good lighting, we were supposed to finish doing this job like around 7-8, but it turns out we ran right up to midnight. So this is the clear coat I'm going to be using. This is my first time using it, and I must tell you guys, it's a really nice clear coat. It lays down good, and the Porfis PRD 717 is just the perfect gun for a full paint job. And the more I use it, the more I like this gun. So I'm gonna keep using it for as long as possible. I really enjoy using this gun. So I'm laying down the clear, trying to take it half and half. So I cover the hood and then go down into the fender, so that when I come back from those doors, I don't have to go too far up onto the hood, because it's, as you can see, it's a very big panel, and you don't want no dry spots on the hood. If you got some dry spots on the fender or a small pillar, that's okay, that's easy to buff. But if you have a whole hood that's just dry and orange peely, you're gonna be doing a lot of buffing, because the hood is like one of the most important panel when it comes to how the job looks. It's just right there and it's hard to miss. So guys, I apologize, it got really dark. I could barely see what I'm doing, but I did my best to get the car looking good, and I think we did a good job at that, despite everything that that wasn't supposed to happen but happened. Now, I didn't do any prepping on this vehicle. All I did was show up to help with the paint. And this is what it looks like after the second coat. So I'm going to pull it outside and show you guys what it looks like. But for the most part, we can see a few things like some bugs. You know, that's one thing you got to expect when you're painting in a garage or outside. These things, they're attracted to the smell of the clear coat, especially, and they'll just go mad. They go crazy and they mess up your job. Now, if you can use a piece of tape and pick them out, that'll work. All right, guys, here's what it looks like outside. I wasn't there to get these footage, but as far as I can see, it looks good for the most part. I can see some dry spots, some peels, but it came out really nice. You know, I was told there is some sand scratches because it wasn't prepped properly. And what's gonna happen, it might look good for the moment, but as soon as you pull it outside, if you didn't prep it good, especially on metallic, you will see those sand scratches start to shrink and they will look ugly. So some buffing is necessary. You know, even when you paint outside or inside in a paint booth, it's necessary. So don't forget to like and subscribe and ask any questions you might have. Class dismissed.